Welcome to another edition of the Hutchinson Report. I am your host, Earl Ofari Hutchinson. One of the issues that I have been deeply concerned about for the Hutchinson Report, and many others too, I think I speak for them, is a certain campaign which has been waged for the Los Angeles Unified School District seat number 1. Now, this campaign has been characterized not by, on the high plane that is, principles of dealing with the political issues, solely the issues involving politics, education, and related to that. That's what a campaign should be about. That's what the voters want to see and want to hear and want to know about, nothing else. However, in this particular campaign, it departed from that, certainly an ugly departure from that. The departure has been mudslinging, character assassination, and some of the most vile personal attacks on a candidate that I have ever seen in watching 40 to 45 years of politics and political campaigns in this country. It's been shameful. It's been disgraceful. Quite frankly, I think it's something that the Los Angeles Ethics Commission should look at. And I think beyond that, who's waging this, who's paying for this, and who's doing this. This does a tremendous disservice to the voters. It does a tremendous disservice to the constituents. It does a tremendous disservice to those that we should be caring most about when you're talking about education, namely students, parents, and of course, those deeply involved with the educational process. The business of education is too serious to drag into the gutter with personalities. We've seen this with this campaign. It's got to stop. Unfortunately, it probably won't. But yet and still, we send the message to the gutter snipers out there, the backbiters, those that essentially are attacking with no substance to that. Your days are numbered. You're not going to win. And I think that's a message that everyone of good thoughts, everyone that cares about the political system, the education system, and how it should function correctly, that's a message that they should send too.
I am an advocate of effective schools, particularly effective public schools. Now, charter schools seems to have popped up because people are dissatisfied with their public schools. And so I think the greatest challenge is, why has the system decided that if schools are ineffective, public schools, rather than fix them, we will search for multiple alternatives to public schools that don't work. And even if you find multiple alternatives, including charter schools, including private schools, including vouchers and all these other kinds of things that we've tried to do to avoid certain public schools, we still don't want to fix the public schools. So entrepreneurs have come in and said, let's get charter schools, let's find a way to get private money from public funds and benefit from that. Now, I am not offended by schools that serve as alternatives to unsuccessful schools. I would never tell any parent to send their child to a school that doesn't work if there's an alternative. But if there's a school in your neighborhood, whether you be in the affluent community or the socioeconomically disadvantaged community, while you're sending your child to another school, the school right down the street that doesn't satisfy your needs should be fixed, and you should help to fix it, so the children who are left in those schools are not becoming miseducated and undereducated. So I am not an advocate for charter schools, but I'm not an opponent of charter schools particularly. Some people have charter schools because they want to separate themselves from other people, so there's some elitism there to a certain extent. They will deny it, but that is what it is. People have always tried to separate themselves from parts of our community, secede from the district, if you will, break up the other unified school districts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes. How much of this is really about the students, and how much of it is about making a profit?
It depends on which school you're talking about. I know some small mom and pop operated charter schools right here in Watts Charter Learning Center, and several other schools. Some are still operating, some are being threatened to be closed down. They're not making a profit, a lot of profit. I mean, they're just barely sustaining. And they're doing it out of care and love, I believe. And others are larger conglomerates. They have a whole association. It's a statewide group. They have private money from billionaires and all those kind of people that have established this enclave, if you will, and this profit-making venture. And they will continue to expand. But in order to expand, they need the political officials to cooperate with them. And that's where funding comes in for campaigns and things of that nature, and shall we say buying votes.